Okay. Welcome back to Ask the Warrior 2, Part 2. Let's get the next question out of the lovely hat. Okay, next question. Next question comes from Charles6865. What game are you planning on getting next? At the current moment, the only game that I'm planning on getting next is called Tic-Tac-Toe. Yep, you get a bit of paper and a pencil, and you do lines, cross, circles, that kind of thing. That's the next game I'm planning on getting. Because at the current moment, I am skint. I literally have no money to buy any games at the moment. So unfortunately, I'm not going to get any new games for a while until I get a job, which could be any time now. I'm home fairly shortly, but there's no guarantee on it. But if I had to pick one game if I had the money, I would say the next game I'd probably buy at the moment would be Lollipop Chainsaw, which comes out next week, which looks funny as hell, and it really brings out my secret desire to be a cheerleader during a zombie apocalypse, and I get to kill them all with chainsaws, and it just makes me feel hurrah! I just cannot wait. I would love to get that game right now, just so I can be a cheerleader. I always wanted to be a cheerleader. Okay, let's get to the next question. Okay, I think I picked up two. No, I picked up one. Next question comes from Phantom's Lover, who asks, what is your favourite romance from Dragon Age Origins and favourite romance from Dragon Age 2 and why? You trust me to ask a DA themed question. Yeah, I do trust you. Okay, my favourite romance from Dragon Age Origins, that's a tough one because it's a toss-up between Liliana and Morrigan. If I'm playing as a male character, I normally romance Morrigan, my male warden, who romanced Morrigan, mainly because I love her character and how as you get to know her character, she slowly but surely comes out of a shell that she's built up to defend herself against all harm and all that. And I love how you can do that with her character and get to know her better and get to really care for her, and she gets to really care for you, eventually admitting that she does love you, which is really heartfelt and really enjoyable, and I absolutely love that romance, especially for a male warden, for my opinion. And of course, especially for the ending of the Witch Hunt DLC, which was awesome. My warden went through with her. We'll have to do a whole video on the warden, by the way. But yeah, she's my favourite romance for a male warden, because it's just how her character comes out of her shell, in my opinion. Just that's what I like about it. For a female warden, I normally go with Liliana. Before anyone kills me for not saying Alistair, I'm not. Just the way when I create a character, I roleplay the character, so I become the character. So when I'm playing as my female warden doesn't get a connection with Alistair as much as she does Liliana, for various reasons. Mainly because just the way my female warden acts. It's always a daily shelf. I can't help it. I love the daily shelf origin, and I like how you can basically convince Liliana that, well, we elves are just people just like you, basically. Alistair, I didn't romance him mainly because I like Alistair's character, but as a romance, it's just that it doesn't fit my warden. It just doesn't fit my warden. If one of it goes, oh, you're a fucking pervert. How can you make it two women having sex? You're just a pervert for choosing the lesbian option. No, I'm fucking not. I roleplay the character. That's what my female warden would do in that situation. So I'm not a pervert. A little bit. Okay, I'm a bit of a pervert. But for my female warden, she got a better connection with Liliana than she did with Alistair or any of the other options like Zevran. That's just my female warden, and I just don't. None of my wardens grew a connection to Alistair beyond a great friend. That's that. So that's how I do it, and mainly because I like Liliana is because of that fucking accent. Oh god, I love her accent. Sorry, I'm a sucker for an accent. For Dragon Age 2. It's the same romance I always do. It's Meryl, for the same simple reason as she's voiced by one of my favourite actresses from Torchwood. I forgot her name, it just escapes me every now and then. Mainly because I like her character more than I like other characters. It's always Meryl because that accent as well. I'm just a sucker for an accent, I can't help it. Mostly it's Meryl, but sometimes I do Isabella. Like my female warden, my female hawk will romance Isabella, and before you go fucking crazy, it's for the same fucking reason. That's the way my female hawk is, so fuck you. And we'll romance Isabella because I can't stand the other two options, Fenris or Anders. I fucking hate them with a fucking passion. The only two good romances in my opinion in Dragon Age 2 are Meryl and Isabella. Anders and fucking Fenris can go fuck themselves. So let's get to the next question. Next question comes from Charles 6865 again. In a referendum on Scottish independence, what would your serious thoughts be? Stay in the Union or out of it? For those who don't know, the SNP, which stands for the Scottish National Party, have recently been pushing forward for the past few years now a bill for Scottish independence, from Scotland to become independent from the Union with Britain, basically. If you'd asked me that question like 2 years ago, I would have flat out said yes. By the moment, I'm having a long, hard time thinking about it. What decision would I make? Because it has to go with what's best for Scotland. And I'm weighing out the options, the pros and cons at the moment. I don't want to bore you with all the political stuff. But at the current moment, at my current mindset, I would actually vote yes for Scottish independence. But I'm going to take my time and think about it because my decision may change. But at this current moment, it's yes, I'm fully for Scottish independence because I believe Scotland can stand on its own two legs, in my opinion. So I don't want to take too long on that question because it's a really detailed question I may talk about in the future. But at the moment, I'm for Scottish independence, but I'm weighing out the pros and cons still. So my decision may change. Let me know what you think. Do you think Scotland should be an independent nation if you live in Scotland? Right, next question comes from BP411. Are you a virgin? Can you tell? No, yes, I am a virgin. I live in a monastery, actually. I'm a celibate person. I've chosen a non-sex life. Sorry, I couldn't say it with a straight face. I'd rather not go too much into that detail, but that question is an extremely personal question. But I did say an answer, and the answer is no, I'm not virgin. But I will say this one thing: I've only had one intimate partner in my entire life, and that relationship ended a while ago. But I've only had one intimate partner in my entire life, so I've only done it once per se. I've only had made love once with my ex-partner, mainly because of the way how I determine relationships and all that, which is a whole lot of discussion. So yeah, no, I'm not a virgin. I have done the sex. I don't know if I'm any good at it. My partner liked it, I hope. The other she was just laughing at me most of the time. So yeah, hope that answers your question, you creepy bastard. Next question comes from AL Freedom Tree Frog. What was your first gaming experience, and what was your first favourite game? Simply put, my first ever game I ever played, to my knowledge, was Pac-Man, because I was at a local arcade, things like that. Everyone started at the arcade. Pac-Man was the first game I ever played, to my knowledge. I had played the Atari, I had played the NES, didn't own them. But my first ever favourite game was Mario 64. So yeah, that's it, because my first games console was the Nintendo 64. So yeah, Pac-Man was my first game, Mario 64 was my first favourite game. So, right, let's get to the next question. This is a fucking lengthy one from Tyler RVG. This may be a 3-parter. I'm thinking about becoming a spy on behalf of the English homeland. When I shall go to Scotland undercover as a Scotsman, but there's a problem. I am a shit actor. So my question is, what is the secret of becoming, or rather passing off as, a Scottish person? I shall reward this answer question by bringing all the secrets to my home and paving a path for possible invasion. Here's my answer. Give up. Look what happened the last time you took us over. Look, English people, England, look what happened the last time you took us over. One guy spurred us up and we fucking slaughtered every single one of you. So my suggestion is, don't try and invade Scotland. It will only turn out bad for you. So yeah, give up. So just wave the white flag. Scotland will wipe your ass. We beat you once, we can beat you again. So yeah, sorry, I'm not going to give you any tips. Although I will give you one tip. Please do a decent Scottish accent at least. For fuck's sake, we can tell a fake Scottish accent from a mile away. If I die inside every time someone attempts that for me. So, next question now. Hope that answered it. And can't wait to kill you. So, next question comes from Roxanne28 again. Do you think there will be a Mass Effect 4? If you'd asked me this a while ago, I would say that the only reason there would be a Mass Effect 4 is if it was the start of a new trilogy. But of course, with the end of Mass Effect 3, EA of course are milking the Mass Effect franchise, and they believe Shepard is the reason the Mass Effect franchise sells so well. So more likely Mass Effect 4 is going to feature Shepard again, and if that is the case, that game could go fuck itself. Mass Effect 3 was a trilogy. It was Mass Effect trilogy was Shepard's story. That was the first 3 games. The next 3 games should have been a new character or a new personality for a new story. So there will be a Mass Effect 4. I want to see a new character. If they bring back Shepard, I'm not buying it. So yeah, I think that's all I've got to say on the factor. So I'm going to have to end this now and move on to a part 3. Hope you don't mind that. This is a long one, so I hope you enjoyed this part and look forward to the next part. See you soon.